players from all around the world stepping up. Kola, obviously our top 25 in the world, and leafyified representing the Little Mac. And unfortunately, I feel like you're very familiar with this character, given you're from MDDA.
Unfortunately, we have an infestation. Folks like Alternus and Peanut have both been repping this character just about since day one. And you know what the X factor that people don't realize is? The reason why Little Mac is good is speed. I want to see leafyified just using spacing, using foxtrots to force Kola to be over-aggressive.
And speaking of doing that immediately right off the bat, making some good space, dashing around here. Going to go for a side B to cover that platform already. Kola looking to find a jump in here, not going to get too overzealous on the ground, recognizing again, that's where Little Mac is going to strive right now. Waiting to catch a roll in there as well, not going to find that one either. Opting for the F-tilt and the down smash, but Kola is avoiding this pretty nicely so far.
Have you been catching how Kola's been playing against the defensive option, leafyified? It's not the first hit, it's the second. Kola's actually playing really good by waiting to see what leafyified's going to do in these safe on-shield situations with things like the F-smash.
Big F-sound coming out already. We have the KO punch online, waiting to find a good roll in there. Nice F-tilt away from Kola, not to get too overzealous. Now waiting to find another option. The fade in forward air, going to find that one there as well. Waiting for an option on the platform. Not going to take the stock there, just a great idea from Kola, but again, catching him, decking in place on the platform. Kola playing a little too jumpy, and then up special out of shield, going to find the first stock for leafyified.
Again, these defensive options are so good for Little Mac. You have to be respectful for the way you touch this character's shield. In addition to the frame 2 jab, he's been really doing a good job of covering the aggressive options with things like forward tilt and forward smash.
Now we got leafyified dashing in place, waiting for Kola to jump back in. Again, just going to find the immediate rapid jab on that landing, saying, you know what, I know you want to jump in here, so I'm just going to pitter-patter back and forth, just wait for you to pick an option. The Jer is going to find it there finally, only up 23%, but a decent lead, especially considering leafyified is covering these platforms like white on rice.
It does feel as though Kola has started to understand exactly what you need to do. Once you get the percentage lead, then yeah, if leafyified is just going to dash back and forth, you don't necessarily need to respect him, you don't need to approach. But when leafyified commits to this underneath that platform, if you don't have that lead, then you have to make something happen, and Kola just so reluctant in these situations.
Gets a roll in there again into the dancing blade at the ledge. Gonna find a nice delay there on the recovery with the down air. Kola with the unfortunate SD. leafyified gonna take that every day of the week. One stock away from taking game number 1.
And then the empty short hop as well. It does set up KO punch in this situation though, so we could very well be in an awkward position. Great tech read right there by Kola though. Not only getting rid of the KO punch, but the stock too.
Now leafyified again playing in that range, waiting for Kola to jump in there and find a fadeaway option. Kola gonna run in there, not gonna find that down tilt, but still, even with that out of shield option, playing much more closer, recognizing that, hey, leafyified has got my fadeaway option, has got my jump range, so I just need to get in there and challenge him right now, especially considering he's not committing to those super close options.
Kola's really started to play very reactive though. I'm kind of digging this one. Like, Kola recognized that leafyified is just never going to toss out an aggressive option, so he just waits, he sees exactly what leafyified dashes out, reads the dash in, and then punishes.
Gonna catch the air dodge to ledge, not just yet. leafyified waiting for Kola to jump in there. Up tilt coming out again, down tilt into the side special. One hit away from this KO punch coming online very soon. Kola gonna find that back air. leafyified still looking to make it back. Delays that side special there again, jumping in with the nair. Kola putting good pressure out here with these forward airs. Still barely makes it back. Recognizes that normal get up. Still not gonna take it there with the jab into the fair, but that second fair is going to do it as Kola takes game number 1 by the skin of his teeth.
And Momo, I am worried here because Kola was standing right at edge, directly in range of a gazelle punch. There was no respect given to that option. Said, listen, if you got the tech, you got it. I think that I can either react to it, or it just didn't think that he had it. And leafyified did not pull the trigger. In that situation, I would not be surprised. If I'm Kola in that spot, I want to take a step back.
You know what I'd be surprised by?
No.
Kola R.O.B.
No. I heard it on character select. This is one of those, Kola doesn't want to scrap. Kola doesn't want to scrap with Little Mac. It's like, listen, I'll just play the character that
honestly, and that works out perfectly here, because the thing leafyified's been doing really well is playing that mid-range, dashing back and forth, waiting for Kola to forward air in, and reacting preemptively. So R.O.B. is going to take that and say, like, you know what, still playing mid-range, I play the entire range, you don't mess around off stage, I'm going to float there, wait for you to pick an option, or just straight up take a stock with an up air. You're already at 107.
Did you see the disjoints too? So far, like 2 or 3 times, leafyified hasn't actually been able to swing because things like neutral air will beat out his options that he's trying to use to space out Kola, and you can't even space Kola out because he's just been so aggressive with this R.O.B. Like we talked about the projectiles, talked about the spacing, talked about the patience, Kola's still swinging.
So one thing about Little Mac, man, if you're not fully committed to scrapping with someone like R.O.B., he'll absolutely carry you and take you to the edge of that stage, and you don't have the time to play off stage exactly like that. Here comes another nair into place, and find another forward air, catching that dash in with the Robo Beam. Once again, leafyified trying to find some space here, but just cannot find it, considering Kola's got every single option covered, especially with his down tilt train.
And not only that, but we went for the 4th down tilt. Like, that's not a jab reset. I'm doing the mix-up into another grab into max damage. I am willing to abandon the optimal option to get max damage because I think you're scared.
100%. I'm scared, 100%. Here comes the F smash through, armoring through that gyro. The up special added shield is going to find it. Leafyified looking much more confident here, especially with the KO punch at the end of the stock. But again, Kola getting in there, not afraid to scrap with Little Mac. Especially against percentages, you cannot let the Little Macs know you're scared. You can't even be scared, because once you play in there, once you get up in their zone, they can't really do much, especially considering the frame data of R.O.B.
Yeah, you're right, and particularly compared to the frame data of Mac, like, people don't respect this character sometimes because he's low on the tier list. The reality is this character has a ton of moves that would be top tier on any other good character.
100%. Waiting around that platform, just barely having for that nair to get this Little Mac out of there. Going to catch a side special in with that up air. Like you mentioned before, weren't punishing the specials enough in game number 1. Now Kola is looking for out that specifically, and leafyified just cannot land.
Doing actually a really good job punishing right there. leafyified advantage state has been continuously impressive. But look at Kola with the item drop combos.
Golly, man, this R.O.B is definitely, it's been there somewhere. It's been somewhere. I don't know where it's been somewhere.
I mean, I don't know if it's been in the lab, but it's certainly like powered by hates. This is the one I've seen.
Might have been like a
salty about
7th grade chemistry lab.
All right, I see it.
There we
the vision's there.
Oh, there we go. Recognizing leafyified's been playing that mid-range, opting for those F smashes to make some space, and so saying, you know what, go for another one. I'm ready with that back air. And he finds it, taking the 2-0 with the Roy and the R.O.B. Question mark? Parentheses? Who knows?
That's one of those in the scorecard, you just put the exclamation point on there. It's like, yeah, I lost 2-0, but I forced him off the Roy.
That reminds me of one of the only times Tweak ever went to Bears, and he ended up playing our local Ken main, and he was the only person ever to make Tweak switch on to Diddy Kong. So like that's bragging rights,
yeah,
bro.
That's all right.
I lost to Kola, but like, bro, I made him switch off Roy. You got that.
100%. I mean, that is an annoying matchup for Roy. It feels like Roy as a character can lose to characters like Kazuya in particular, like Mac, that force him to approach, and that can exploit the fact that he's a pseudo-swordy character.
Yeah.
When you don't have to, like, respect your opponent's hit options, Roy's a top tier. When you do have to, when they can outbox you, Roy doesn't have the movement to outspace your